And we are live with session 35 of our Drown Gods campaign. And as per the usual at this point, I forgot to ask, are there Akalupu notes for today?
There are. Finish dressing. Sandwich is sick. Blackrock stays with Sandwich. We all see Blackrock's mom on the way to the party. Darkwitch hides the crown, and Starfire stays behind. Afterwards, we go to the party. Darkwitch, Sneaky One, and others go to see the princess. Hero eats all the food. Scary Starfire's mom shows up.
There you go. All right, and who wants to give the recap for an extra hero point? Which I will point out, the people who got extra hero points did use them last time, so they are useful.
I'll do it if no one else wants to.
All right. Well, you didn't go last time, so you're not disqualified this time, so you're welcome to.
Just... All right.
So we pick up last time right after you guys are mostly dressed. Everyone except Starfire and PPOP have been dressed for the gala, and then we had a quick flashback.
Okay.
So the flashback was to the evening before, where Starfire came to visit PPOP's room looking for a comb.
Remember. Yes, and she told him about the maybe not so pleasant effects of uniting the crowns would be. That's right. So she came.
Well, she warned about it in very vague terms. The next day, BlackRock actually gave you more details.
That's right. So she's like, hey, listen, if the Night Crown chooses people who reflect its aura, its whole thing, and the Day Crown chooses people who reflect its energy, its attitude. Why are you like this? I'm sorry. What do you think would happen if you united both crowns? They might reject and possibly kill the person wearing them because it wouldn't actually be the crown person chose. What the devil is going on with this thing?
Yeah, maybe worry about that later. Okay. Also just that, you know, even if like if the crown of darkness is has accepted Manawanui, then the crown of light probably not gonna do the same thing, considering they're diametrically opposed. But that wasn't the main point of their conversation that night. Mostly Starfire talked a little bit about her past and, you know, growing up royalty and dealing with her mother and all that stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And then
PPOP invited her.
Yeah, to join us on our adventures around the world and get into some crazy adventures.
Exactly. An offer which she was more than happy to accept. Yes. And then they talked some about, you know, Manawanui jumping into a volcano and, you know, some stuff like that.
Yeah. Then I think they fell asleep in the same bed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, not exactly. She was kind of next to the bed, but yes, they ended up chatting into the wee hours of the night and then kind of falling asleep there.
And she smells like a candle coming home.
You confused two of the unicorns. The candle is BlackRock. BlackRock smells like rose petals and a freshly snuffed candle.
That's right.
Starfire smells like coming home after a long trip and taking a bath, a warm bath after a hard day of travel.
That's right. That's right.
She's the only one so far who smells like concepts instead of like actual things.
And it kind of made PPOP feel like at home and less on guard talking with her.
Exactly. And we all talked about how much we wish we could have a candle like that, because that sounds pretty nice.
That's right. Okay. I knew it had something to do with candle. And then the next day, everyone except for Sammy and BlackRock headed out.
Now, PPOP did notice something about Starfire's coat.
Oh, that's right. Her coat reflects the stars.
That's right. Like, so he noticed that it actually
seen, and it moves.
Yep. He noticed that it had shifted from the night before, and she confirmed that indeed her coat does shift those constellations in real time with what you would see, you know, if it were nighttime or if it is nighttime.
So she's a pretty handy star chart on a cloudy day.
Yeah, you just, you know, gotta get PPOP to stare at her butt for a bit.
I don't know if that'll be that hard. So then, the next day, Sam kind of like coughed up some green goo.
Yeah.
Wasn't doing too well.
No.
And BlackRock volunteered to stay with her and watch over her. So she doesn't, hopefully so she doesn't turn into a...
So BlackRock is planning to start crafting a potion of cure disease, so that will just outright solve the problem.
Okay, so she just won't...
Yeah, no more fortitude checks. It's just gonna outright, like, drink this potion and it will fix it. No more creams that help with it. Like, it should be a solution.
Nice. And then everyone else set off, met up with BlackRock's mom.
Harley, there
we go. Talked with her for a bit. She was a little disappointed that we didn't get the crown.
Yep, a poor vase lost its life that day.
Yes, and then she told us that coffee was for closers.
Yeah, she also threatened to kidnap someone from Luna's court and force them to talk.
Right, that's right. And we kind of talked. Well, we think we've talked her off that ledge. I'm not convinced, but at least appearances to us, we've talked her off.
She certainly never committed to not doing it.
Yeah, she's like, well. And then we went off to, we got the inside details about her castle.
Yep, Queen Celestia's castle.
Yeah, where, if I'm not mistaken, there's a culvert that goes in.
Yep.
There's a dumbwaiter system in the kitchen and the dining room.
So there's one in the kind of dining area, and there's another one in the laundry area.
Yeah. And then there's a giant elevator that comes down from the kitchen.
It comes down from the back of the castle where the servants' quarters are. It goes up, so it's on the outside of the castle. So the dumbwaiters are obviously interior. The lift is on the exterior of the castle, and it goes down next to the servants' entry, so the door where the servants come in, so that, you know, you don't want to see the help or anything.
Heck no.
But it's for loading cargo and bringing in, like, larger amounts of cargo where you load it onto the lift, and then it goes up to the third floor, and then they unload it into the storage area.
Which might be a good escape route later, just saying. Then we came up with a plan of, because we got there on the fourth night, I believe, or the third night.
I think it was the fourth night. I know you had 3 days left. Not including the current day. So you've got the rest of the current day, which it is currently kind of afternoon, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. So you've got the rest of the current day and then 3 more days of partying. Assuming that later circumstances don't, you know, throw a wrench into that.
Yeah, you know, no psychopath is showing up, I'm sure. Hey, listen, that psychopath couldn't get the crown. That's all I'm saying. Who's the real psychopath? Not going to answer that question.
Don't answer that question, Mono One Dewey.
Gonna leave that to the audience. Comment in the comment section. 1 for Luna, 2. I'm just kidding. And then from there, we came up with a plan. We're going to make contact with Sunbeam. I almost called her Moonbeam. That would be like the exact opposite. Anyway, through a And then after we made contact with her, found out where the crown is, we were going to spike the water and make it so everyone, with a little bit of the bloody knees mushroom, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's the mushroom that you had a fun time with previously. Hey, as far as you remember, you did actually have a really good time with it.
I did. Hey, listen. Yeah. Everyone will just think it was a super rad galloping gala. Like, man, no one remembers what happened, but they all have this general vibe that everything was good.
Right.
And then from there, we're gonna, while everyone's going nuts, we're gonna sneak in and steal the crown, and then go to the vault to see if PPOP's mom's there. And then, let me think what else. That was the plan, and we successfully infiltrated, had Akaluku stay down there by the food, while PPOP and I kind of did some sniffing around.
Yeah, it made some poor servant's life even more difficult than it already was.
Hey man, we just wanted to play our character, you know. That's what rich ponies do. You know, that's what they do to help. Like, oh hey, listen, friendo. Anywho,
stab them immediately.
Exactly, stabs. We kind of bluffed our way, convincing him that we were Blackrock and that we were Yasuka and Blackrock.
Yeah. Also, halfway through, I ended up forgetting that Blackrock was not with you when you were like talking to Harley and stuff. So
Yeah.
It's not entirely your fault that you forgot she was behind. I also managed to forget that until we were at the castle.
Hey, listen. Mistakes have been made, but we're just gonna move. We gotta move on.
Exactly.
So we get up there. At first, Sunbeam's a little confused at why two people who are purported to be her friends are in fact not her friends. But then her friends do come in. She's like, "Oh, okay." And I think we explained the plot to her. No, we don't. We haven't explained it yet.
Yeah, Yasuka actually explained it.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Yasuka's aware that, you know, PPOP's mother is I can't even speak today, Grace Glimmer, and that you guys are looking for the half the crown and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she's pretty on board.
Yeah, in fact, she already gave you what information she had on the location of the crown.
Yeah, which is in Princess Celestia?
Queen Celestia.
Well, we know she goes into a room to access it. We assume there's some sort of secret entrance, a secret tunnel, if you will, to her crown.
Yeah.
Or her half of the crown. And then, I think that's where we ended. Aside from the fact that Mono Inui was very much now wants to, like, abduct her into their crew. Because she's, like, an excellent cook.
Yeah. And then where we ended, though, was we cut back to Akalupu in the dance hall.
Yes.
Courtroom.
And
dance room. What is that called? Ballroom. That's the
ballroom,
word.
Yeah. And the Princess Luna came in, much to everyone's shock, because they're like, "Oh my gosh, like you're invited every year, but like it's one of those things where you know." You're not really invited. It's just like, oh, hey, I mean, like, you're the second most powerful or maybe the most powerful person on the island. I guess you can come to my thing if you want.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they said. You know, Queen Luna was basically said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And Queen Celestia said that, and Queen Luna was like, "Oh, you know, I'm invited every year, but I'm far too busy normally. But this year, I've decided to come." And the two of them, there's clearly a great deal of tension between the two. And Queen Luna looks visibly angry. And she came along with her honor guard, some very intimidating unicorns in dark armor.
Yeah, we know that she knows that the crown is gone.
Yeah.
We don't know if she knows it was us who took it.
And Akalupu is currently hiding behind a chocolate fountain.
Surprised Akalupu's not hiding in the chocolate fountain.
You know, if he'd thought of it. Nah, the chocolate fountain isn't quite that big, sadly. All right, so yeah, that catches us up. So go ahead and give yourself that extra hero point. Everyone else, remember to reset your hero point pools to 1. And yeah, we'll pick up from there. So Akalupu, you're currently hiding behind this chocolate fountain. And you can, hear the back and forth between Queen Celestia and Queen Luna. And then partway through the conversation, Queen Luna gives a meaningful look to one of her guards, and you see them start to spread out through the crowd.
Oh, no.
That's not a good sign. I guess Akalupu is I guess he's gonna just kind of start heading toward a back room to get out of the main room, away from where the guards are looking.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Oh, I'm also gonna take my shoes off first and leave them in the chocolate fountain.
Some poor person is just gonna dip their strawberry in there and pull an entire shoe out. Something that I doubt Akalupu is at all disappointed by.
14.
All right, well, let's see what they get. You are in the crowd, so that is going to help you. All right, they rolled pretty bad. They only got a 10, so you're able to get out to kind of a backish room somewhere. I don't believe you have any clue where your friends are, considering they just sent a magical message to Yasuka and Starfire and then left.
Kind of abandoned.
Yeah. So where do you go from here? So where would you have headed? So there's kind of two options, left and right side. The back obviously has that whole raised dais and is straight toward Luna. I assume you're not headed that direction. If you were paying attention, which is, I mean, maybe, because it's the source of food, the servants have been carrying food in from the left side. I think that's about all the information you would really have, though.
I'd definitely go toward where the food is coming from.
All right, so that's not too hard. You head over toward the ice sculpture where Pipiopi and Monowanuri were before. You can see further back is the servants' quarters. You can still see the occasional servant kind of coming out with a tray of food and then stopping, almost slamming into the back of the person in front of them, who is just stood still as a statue staring at the scene going down in the ballroom. You can go further left. There's really not much of an indication what further left is. So we're going to assume the castle is facing straight south. So the gate, we'll say, is on the south side, the front gate. So you are currently on the west side. You can head further west, or you can head further north, which will be toward where the servants are coming from.
Probably toward where the servants are coming from.
All right, so are you going to head into the servants' quarters or stop short of that?
Probably go into where the servants are.
All right, so pretty much the same scene as Manawanui and Pipiopi saw last time. The servants' quarters aren't yet abuzz with the news of what's going on. So there's still that group of unicorns who are playing some cards. There's people bustling about across their various tasks. The kitchen is even further north of you. If you head west from where you are, that's into what appears to be sleeping quarters. And toward the right are other kind of like, you know, things like weaving areas. And, you know, you're not sure what else would be toward the east.
Okay. I am going to I'm gonna find a pantry and I'm just gonna try to hide in the biggest pantry I can find.
You currently are disguised as a unicorn, so you're not gonna fit without completely blowing your cover. Also,
Okay,
there's no way you hide in a pantry without one of the servants seeing you do that.
Alright, I'm gonna just sit down and start playing cards with the guys. I'm also gonna, like, I don't know, grab a jacket from one of them and put it over top of my vest.
All right, so you grab like a cook's white jacket and like a little hat to put over your fez.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me another stealth roll. See if you're able to do that without being too obvious.
I'm gonna get a nat one, I know it.
Right? Just they immediately all point at you and start screaming body snatchers style.
Right. I got a 16.
All right,
Nice.
that's not bad. You're not certain that nobody saw it, but at least nobody seems to be calling you out on it yet, and the people at the table don't seem to be aware of it. So yeah, so you're able to sit down and you know, I assume you're like, deal me in, boys. Or I guess probably girls, because the odds of any of them being male is pretty low.
Yep.
All right. So now we'll pick back up with Mono Anui and PPOP. So you guys are...
I was waiting to get a card playing section. Like, all right, you dealt a 2 and a 7.
Right. Do you ask for do you want to be hit or do you stand? Hit me. All right, you got a king. You are now bust.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so PPOP, Manawa Nui, you guys are still upstairs. You obviously also have no idea about what's going on downstairs. But you have gotten some information out of Sunbeam. She's told you where she thinks the crown half would be. You've been enjoying her absolutely delicious scones.
So, do we hear anything? Do we know what's going on or no?
Unfortunately, you guys are on like the 5th floor in a tower in one corner of the castle. So yeah, there's no way you would have any idea about what's going on in the ballroom.
Okay.
All right. So here's what we've been thinking.
I guess if you want, if one of you is maybe looking out one of the windows, and you really
we
impress
shouldn't know
me.
what's going on. We should not know what's going on.
I was gonna
this is way
say,
more fun.
Manawa Nui isn't looking out the window. So what our plan is tomorrow evening on the 5th night of the party of the gala. We're going to spike the water supply with some stuff. Nothing harmful. Everybody will have a good time. But then, while everyone's a little out of it, we are going to go into your mother's room and try and find that half of the crown so we can find PPOP's mom.
You know, I'm pretty sure that's what Bill Cosby said too.
Don't worry about it.
Nothing harmful.
It'll just hope you have a good time.
I was trying to make sure.
Only the fun stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just eat your pudding pop. So, do you think we can count on you? Hold the cup of tea with both hands, kind of try and look adorable.
Like, count on me for like what? I won't stop you, I guess, even though it does seem a little bit risky to, you know, like just totally drug up a whole castle. Do you even have a drug that's like that strong, or like any way to be sure everyone would, you know, like drink it all at once or whatever?
Well, we just kind of figured we would wait until it'll give it a good amount of time. You know, people have given them some time to drink the water.
I mean, like, if you want to do that, you'd probably be better off waiting, actually, until, like, the evening of the last day. There's, you know, like a traditional toast where everyone, even, you know, the servants and, like, the soldiers and whatever, everyone is supposed to, you know, have a toast to the health of, you know, my mother. And, like, if you could drug that supply. Otherwise, like, if people just start randomly going crazy, I can't imagine that would really, you know, like, work out how you're hoping.
Do you think you could have get access to the toasting material, toasting beverages?
Yeah, that wouldn't. I don't think that would be like too hard. You know, it's like in the storage room. I'm sure I could talk to one of the servants or whatever.
Yeah. I think if you do it, could really help out PPOP.
Wait, but how is this getting us the crown again?
Well, because then the guards guarding for the room are going to be too out of their mind, you know, either taking care of people who have been drugged or drugged themselves to guard the room.
Ah.
Starfire's like, you know, it's too bad that like BlackRock isn't here. She could probably like whip up, you know, like a blow dart gun, and then we could just like, you know, shroom up whoever we wanted specifically.
Blow dart gun. We wouldn't have access to that on our island, would we?
You would at least at this point, because you have researched advanced woodcrafting. So at this point, that would be within your technological capabilities to craft something like that.
I think maybe we could do something like that. I know PPOP is pretty good at carving wood. He's carved me one of my most prized possessions, my staff. I use that thing every day.
Ha.
Yeah, and then we could like just, you know, like, and then just shoot whoever we wanted, and they'd be like, oh, like demons and whatever, and then run around, and then we could just like bonk them on the head or something.
Wait.
Yeah.
This sounds like a better plan.
I kind of like this better.
Yeah, I mean, there is also, you know, the ventilation shafts or like the secret passage. You know, there are definitely like options and stuff.
Well, you live here. What would you say the best route is?
Probably just to stay home and have some more scones?
I like the way
Good
you
one.
think. Pass me another one.
Yeah, here. And so she pulls out, these are fresh out of the oven, a set of lemon scones. And they're still nice and warm and moist.
Lemon. Yum.
They say, where I come from, lemonada.
Where you come from, you're not allowed to have the lemons because only the chief is allowed to have fruit unless he specifically gives it to you. Luckily for you, coconuts evidently don't count as fruit. Otherwise, you guys would have broken the kapu several times.
No. We would never be so disrespectful to the gods.
Yeah, see, coconuts are seeds. They're not fruits.
Yeah.
Wait. Say that again.
Coconuts are seeds. They're not fruits.
No, Abe. Q's monologue about how disrespecting the gods has led to a revelation in the heist.
Like the fact
We
that
can
you're
go
all
in
about to be struck by lightning because
from
you've been
the
eating
sky.
mixed gender.
From
Look
the
at-
sky. We'll get struck by lightning because we've broken the kapu, but then
It was
as we're
worth it for those
disrespecting the
scones.
gods, we'll swoop down from above because we're already at the top floor, right?
Almost. So you are just one floor shy of the top. If you went any higher, you probably would be able to find roof access.
That's the plan.
Wait. How does lightning factor into this?
We're gonna get struck by lightning. Go outside.
How will this help us?
It's not going to.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I wanted us to get struck by lightning in my plan.
that's very interesting.
Speaking of which, why don't you guys both give me a fortitude save?
Dang it. We're gonna choke on the dang lemon stones.
15.
Let's see, what's my fortitude?
Hopefully
Oh,
very
yeah.
low. Or you roll a 1, I'll take either.
Let's see. I got a 9, so not that good.
Alright, so you guys both somehow bite onto a hard seed. And Mono Anui, you just like, you're not sure why you're so distracted and chomping down that hard, but you completely rip a tooth out of your head.
Oh!
And PPOP, yours hurts, but you don't think there's any permanent damage.
There's a rock in the sky.
Oh, what? And so, do you like pass her the seed, I assume?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how did this get in there? That doesn't even make sense. These seeds belong over there. And she points to literally the other side of the room. And I made these just now. That's so strange. That, like, totally shouldn't even be possible or whatever.
Demons.
You're
Ghosts.
cursed by demons?
This place
periodically.
is haunted.
Oh my, I really hope not. I live here.
Maybe the ghosts can help us.
If
I
you
think
really concentrate, you do feel like you can sense the ghost of your uncle, the one that was hitting you with a stick and shouting shame in the spirit world.
Do I sense anything?
Not in particular.
Because my ancestors were It's a very acute sense of shame.
Exactly.
But how else would the seeds travel across the room and into our mouths?
Yeah, you're right. That would be impossible otherwise.
I'm sure it was just the wind.
Just the wind.
And then on the wind, you hear very softly, shame.
See? Wind.
Did that wind just say shame?
No.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, like, I guess the plan now is you jump from upstairs?
I say we stay here. Craft a PPOP can craft a blow dart. I can make up a. I almost said toxin, but that's a little harsh of a word.
Grind up some shrooms.
Grind up some shrooms. Get some. You know, just the good time stuff.
How are these shrooms gonna be ingested?
Oh, they're gonna be dipped in the things are gonna be dipped in them. The darts.
Oh, so like the tip of the dart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully we don't make it too strong.
And I think I'm able to do this.
Yeah, so you definitely, with a little bit of help, especially on the darts themselves, you have the know-how. I don't know if you've crafted blow dart guns before, but given a general, like, overview of their function, you would definitely be capable of doing that.
Okay. Yes. That sounds like the...
Let's do it.
All right, well, I guess, what was your name again? She points to Manawanui.
Oh, it's Manawanui. I don't know if I'm about lying.
Right? You're just gonna be like, oh, it's Blackrock, you know, your friend that you've known since childhood.
It's me, your friend, Blackrock.
All right. Yeah. So she says, "Oh, yeah. So Manawanui, over here is the and like I mentioned when you guys came in here, she has a fully equipped alchemy station, basically. So it's got a bunch of different things in various containers and mortar and pestle and this Bunsen burner equivalent, like all that kind of stuff. If you need help with any of the equipment, just let me know." And then your name? And she points to PPOP.
PPO. I also thought about lying.
Just shorten your name. My name is PP. But my friends call me Big PP. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So PPOP, yeah, over here, and again, this is conveniently enough even something that I mentioned when you guys first came to the room, even though I had no idea this is where we were going. She does have like a whole carpentry and like station set up where she's, got stuff for, making statues and different carpentry projects and stuff.
Let's just give a shout out to all those introverts and curmudgeons out there.
Right. All right,
Woodworkers of the world.
So let's get some crafting rolls.
Let me pull up my.
Oh boy. I've got a +0.
Oh.
I rolled a 2.
Both you and Anna, I told you.
I know, I warned people at the beginning of this campaign crafting was going to be important.
Well, I rolled a 2, so it wouldn't have helped.
That is fair. You've got a hero point, though.
Hero point me.
22.
11.
Alright, so with a 22, yeah, you don't have too much trouble. You're able to grind up the mushroom. You do not get it in any of your paper cuts.
Nice.
And yeah, so you have a nice little vial of bloody knees serum now. PPOP, you're gonna need some help. So let's get a roll from Sunbeam. So Sunbeam sees you over there. You know, you have the skills to make this, but you've never made one before, so you're not really familiar with it. You're not familiar with the tools she has because they're a little bit more advanced than what you're used to because they actually have stone crafting. So let's see if she can give you a hand. And she is quite adept at these sorts of things. Yeah. Very much so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, cooking and crafting are kind of Sunbeam's thing. So yeah,
I think we found a. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
I was going to say I think we found a new quartermaster.
Poor Sammy. We no longer need you.
No, she'll just be in charge of something else, you know. Because the quartermaster, right? He's the one who like does the food and like
not necessarily.
The ship, right?
The quartermaster is in charge of supplies, but not necessarily their use. Just their allotment, right?
Of ship carpenter. I think I am.
Yeah. Or like the galley, you know, the cook, like those would be separate roles. The quartermaster is primarily just in charge of managing the supplies, not necessarily their use.
Well, she's so valuable. She's such a valuable member to our team. We'll make her both the cook and the ship's carpenter.
There you go. All right. So Sunbeam, yeah, she's able to kind of lend you a hand. You know, she's teaching you how to use the auger and some other tools that you're just not familiar with, and you know, shows you kind of how to get a very straight central hole through the middle, and you know, some of the shaping and like, oh, here, put some feathers on the back of the dart to help it fly straight. You know, just some stuff like that. And of course, you know, she insists the entire time that this is just stuff that, you know, she only knows because BlackRock taught her. You know, she is obviously terrible at all of this, but you know, she could help. And yeah, you know, similarly to all of the other unicorns, once you kind of are more alone with her for a little bit, you know, it's the same thing. So you notice her scent, and Sunbeam smells like fresh linens and the air after a summer rain. Yeah, so you guys are able to craft a few darts, we'll say 5 darts, a blowgun, which you should add to your inventory. There should be a blowgun that you can add as a weapon.
On my left.
I assume Peepiopi is the one who's going to be carrying the blow dart gun. He's certainly going to be much more effective at using it.
I was just thinking, since I can like be invisible, I don't know if
you can also make up to 10 willing creatures invisible with you.
I can?
Yeah.
Of course I can.
Why don't you pull up that journal entry?
I would not read something like that.
Right. Yeah, I totally believe you.
Yeah, no, hey, listen. I do my homework. I'm not a...
All right, so under simple ranged is the blowgun. Do you want me to add it for you? Or did you already find it?
I got it.
Nice.
I got it.
And five
darts.
Nice. And I'm assuming that you will just all go ahead and, you know, pre-populate them with Bloody Knees serum.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do
then...
we still have Bloody Knee serum left over?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bottle that.
It's already in a vial, so you can just cork the vial.
I'm corking that vial.
All right, so you've still got probably about an ounce or so of the serum, and you've still got about half of your mushroom left as well.
Oh dang!
That mushroom hits hard.
Oh yeah, he cut a little like sliver off the top and ate that.
Nice. We're gonna get some people messed up, man.
All right. Meanwhile, Akalupu, you've been playing cards for what feels like an eternity. And you're actively sweating down your back at this point. You know, you can just, every time that door opens for a servant to come through, you're certain that it's Queen Luna coming to stab you with her horn.
Am I winning?
Go ahead and roll. What would be an appropriate skill? Are you bluffing them? Are you like trying to read them? How are you playing? Are you cheating?
I'm probably cheating. I'm not gonna lie. I probably don't 100% understand the game. But I'm probably mostly cheating.
All right. Well, that will be a stealth roll or thievery, 2 of your worst skills.
Can I try to bluff them and use performance?
Not with performance. You could use deception if you want to bluff them. If you're trying to read them, that would be diplomacy.
Okay, I will try to read them. That's my best option here. Still probably gonna roll a nat 1.
You know, it happens.
Akalupu is so diplomatic.
18.
No, listen, good chaps. Listen here.
You aren't in the lead, but you are in, like, you're holding your own. You know, you've got like maybe a couple of them out, and there's like 3 of you left, and you're about even with the second guy, but one of the others is still ahead of you by a pretty significant margin.
Cool. Akalupu is going to. I don't know. He doesn't really know what to do. Nobody told him what to do if they like just disappeared and he's like stuck by himself. He doesn't know what the plan is.
Just go all in, Akalupu.
If Akalupu goes all in, he's going to start asking people where the crown is and try to find it by himself. Oh, and that doesn't seem like a good idea either. I guess why not? While he's playing cards with the servants, he's going to start asking, like, if people know where the crown is.
Like, nobody really knows where the crown is. Like, Celestia only brings it out, you know, in like case of emergencies or whatever, so it's like super secret.
Akalupu can create emergency.
Guards? No, it would be, I mean, like, because like somebody has to know other than just her, right?
I mean, like, I guess so, but nobody has ever told me where it is, so like, I don't know who would know. You know, maybe like maybe like Queen Celestia's personal guard or something would know.
Yeah. Which one? Dude, I always forget which one are they?
Which one are they?
Yeah, which guard was the personal one? Are they the one that like always orders soup? What is it that they always order?
Like she has like several personal guards, so like I guess some of them order soup or whatever, but you know, they're like the ones in the white armor.
Oh, just trying to remember what their favorite food is, though, because there's something that always gets them like super excited, right?
I guess they kind of like the seaweed umami surprise. That one's pretty good.
I mean, who can blame them, right?
Yeah.
Did we have any of that made already? We gotta keep them happy. You know what I mean? It's in our best interest.
I don't think they're allowed to eat right now since like they're guarding. I guess if any of them are, like in the break room in the guards area or whatever, like you could bring them some soup. I think we actually did have some ready that was gonna go out to the feast in a little while.
You know what? I think I might sneak some back to them in the guard room. If you know what I mean, like, because one of these days we're gonna need a favor from them. So it's always a good idea to kind of start, greasing the wheels, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Hot stuff.
All right. Yeah, do you want to help me like grab some of it? I think it might be a 2-person job.
Sure, I can help out. Especially if I can get in on, like the action later, and she does eyebrows.
Actually, Boo, whinnies, because he's very excited.
Aku's not sure where that came from.
He's really not. He's like, but he's just kind of going with it. Yeah, so he's gonna go with this one and take some of the guards' favorite soups to them in the break room.
All right, so this unicorn maid that you've managed to get a hold of, does go back with you into the kitchen and helps you get some serving bowls filled with the umami surprise soup, and then you guys head toward the guards' quarters then. Hello?
Yes.
All right. Cool. So you guys head out, and you are currently disguised also as a cook, so it kind of works out. And she takes you over toward the right side, so the east side of the castle, and takes you kind of out, not out of the castle, but kind of like into a courtyard area, and then through that into another building. And yeah, there is the guards' quarters. So it is, a typical kind of like regiment kind of thing. It's got practice grounds outside with a bunch of different, scarecrows and mannequins in various state of, being destroyed. Arrows sticking out of them, spears, giant sword gouges, some of them are still smoldering. Yeah, it's quite the scene there. And then you head over. It's kind of reminiscent of the tower where you met Yasuka. So the main barracks is actually one of the corner towers, and then there's similarly a stable at ground level. Yeah, and as you approach, there are a number of different soldiers there. Most of them are dressed in the red and gold of the standard guards, kind of the color scheme of the majority of the castle. But then there are a few dressed in all white and gold that you would, I assume, think would be the personal guard.
Oh yeah. Akalupu is going to kind of mostly go to them, because if he's going to give like most people who seem interested the soup, but he's definitely kind of like heading toward the personal guards.
All right, so that's not difficult. The soldiers do seem to appreciate being served some nice soup, a little bit of a nice surprise. One of them is like, oh, we totally don't normally get fed until like an hour or two from now, but like early dinner sounds good to me. I've been on my feet forever.
I'm just like, I know, babe. Like, I know. Nobody gives you guys the appreciation that you guys truly deserve. You guys are truly the powerhouse that keeps this castle running. Like, without you, all of those scary people who just came in and are like glaring all over the place would like kill all of us.
Yeah, what is even up with Queen Luna and her frickin' weirdos wandering around in their black armor like they own the place?
I know, right?
I'm
It
surprised.
kind of makes you worried, right? Like,
Yeah.
do we have enough people guarding the crown?
Like, probably. I don't even know where it is.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, does nobody know where it is?
Like Queen Celestia does.
Oh, well, I don't know. It seems like something I'd want to share with like my most trusted and amazingly awesome and totally necessary guards, if you ask me.
Yeah.
How are you guys supposed to guard it if you guys don't know where it is?
I mean, we just guard like the whole castle. It's like in here somewhere, right? And so as long as we don't let anyone, like do whatever they want and we keep an eye on them, then it's safe or whatever.
Those black guards seem to be kind of, I don't know. They make me nervous. They seem like they're kind of getting everywhere.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, that one behind you is kind of like giving you the stink eye. And yeah, there is one kind of across the courtyard, definitely looking in this direction.
Yeah, Kalupu's not gonna like turn around. He's just gonna kind of just laugh and kind of wiggle his horse booty. He's like, yeah, I get that sometimes. I've visited the other side a few times, just kind of see what it's all about before I got settled down here. And some of them thought I was a bit of too much of a stud, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a little worrying. If you like worked for Luna before, did they know about that?
These were like my young crazy days. This is where I was just like, sometimes you just got to see what's on the other side so that the grass is really greener over there.
You can hear hoof steps coming closer.
But on that note, I was wondering if maybe you wanted to come to the kitchen and pick out something special, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm back on duty soon. Also, Anna, keep in mind that you were told that your disguise would not hold up under closer scrutiny.
Oh no, he's just trying to get out of this room and have a guard with him so that he doesn't get murdered in a dark alley by himself.
Da da da. But maybe Natasha wants to go with you, and so you suddenly hear a voice right next to you. Go with him where? And it is not a black-robed unicorn. It is another one of the white and gold dressed personal guards.
Oh, hi there. Were you hungry? Did you want to come to the kitchen?
So she looks you up and down and then is like, yeah, with you, I think I could definitely eat. And then she does eyebrows.
Ooh, Akalupo gonna get some.
Cool. So Akalupo's like, all right, well, yeah, let's head back and maybe let's kind of avoid this scary black armored people. I don't know, they make me they make me think of some things I'd rather forget, if you know what I mean.
Aw, is big ol' handsome scared? Don't worry, Natasha will protect you. I'm actually a total badass. See that crater over there? Yeah, that was me.
Dang, girl. So,
Yeah, they told me I had to stop doing that because, like, replacing the training dummies was, like, too expensive or whatever.
Dude, they're just trying to not let you live your best life.
Right? That's what I told them. I was like, hey, if this was an enemy, we would want to, like, obliterate them from the face of the earth or whatever.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys head off toward the kitchen. Meanwhile, back in Princess Sunbeam's room, you guys now have your stuff.
Hey guys, where's Akalupu?
He's back eating, like, at the feast or whatever. Wasn't that, like, the whole point? He wanted to, like, stuff his face? This is Starfire, by the way.
We're gonna launch our little thing now. Shouldn't he hear?
Yeah, that's a good point. Wasn't he supposed to be, like, a distraction or something?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'll send him a message. So Starfire, closes her eyes for a second. Akalupa, you're on your way back toward the kitchen when you hear Starfire's voice in your head saying, it's like almost time to like execute the distraction tactics or whatever. And you can send a short mental response back.
I'm just gonna say Luna here.
So this is back in the room. He just said Luna here. Like, is he trying to say that that's Luna C or something? Like, I don't get it.
I think he's trying to say that Princess or Queen Luna is here.
Why would my mom
Queen
be
Luna
here?
be here?
Yeah, Jenks.
I
You
don't know.
owe me like a coffee.
Would your mom ever come to this?
No, she like frickin' hates Queen Celestia. Like, she's been invited every single year, and every year she just like throws out, she like takes the person who delivers it, like shaves them, and then like kicks them out on their behind.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't even know why Celestia still sends those messages, but I guess it's like a matter of honor or whatever.
Well, how do they decide who has to go?
I guess like whoever is like the least sensitive of being shaved. I don't know. I don't work here.
Huh. That seems interesting.
I mean, you all are like shaved all the time or whatever. You guys don't seem to mind. You just put like whatever rags on your bodies and stuff.
I mean, like, I guess.
Why don't
I
you
guess
like
not.
shave all of it anyway?
Well, it's like why would you keep your mane that long?
I mean,
if the rest of your body hair is short.
well, it just kind of does that on its own. Like the mane just kind of grows longer, and you kind of have to like cut it if you want it shorter.
Yeah, it's the same thing with our hair.
So then why is it like missing everywhere else though?
Don't worry about it. Because some of us mature at different rates, okay?
Yeah, anyway. So we've got
So do
like...
you think Queen Luna followed us here?
I think she may think that, I don't know, maybe she thinks that Queen Celestia. I don't know. Strange. Definitely strange.
She must have found out that the crown is missing.
Yeah.
This is bad.
I mean, we kind of figured, like, I'm pretty sure I pointed out when we left the cave that, like, she was gonna notice something.
But this is too soon.
Yeah, if she's here, that is definitely worrying.
Okay, maybe we need to go save Akalupu, or should we continue with the plan?
I think we should. Well, Akalupa is part of the plan, I believe, right?
That is true. Queen Luna is herself a big distraction, and if Akalupu is fighting Queen Luna, that would be an even bigger distraction.
Can we tell him to like, I don't know, like cause some sort of distraction with Queen Luna? What do you? I mean, you guys are native. Idea is.
I mean, like, yeah, Akalupu could make a distraction with Queen Luna. I definitely think that, like, fighting her would be a bad idea. Like, Akalupu's pretty strong, but he's by himself right now.
Yeah, that was just a hypothetical.
Maybe not fight her, but maybe
hit her in the head with something.
No, maybe
from
cause
far
the
away behind
guards,
cover.
maybe to cause the guards of each faction to fight each other. You know? Something like that. Because I don't know if we want to wait until Luna just makes her.
I mean, that's up to you. This is, like, your mission or whatever, right?
Yeah, but what do you think has the highest likelihood of success?
Stop asking God to solve your problems for you through the NPCs. Not allowed.
What I'm wondering is if she's got like some sort of connection with the guards, you know?
I think we should go save Akalupu and bring him in for the blow dart plan, because we don't really need a distraction anymore if we could get into the room with the blow darts.
I guess you're not wrong. Do we know where Akalupu is?
I can, like, ask him.
Yeah, why don't you ask?
Alright, so Starfire closes her eyes again, and Akalupu, at this point you're almost to the kitchen, and you receive a message that says, your friends, like, want to know where you are? Akalupu?
Are you saying anything?
Hello?
I think she's
I was muted. Akalubu just says, in kitchen with food and hot guard.
He said he's in the kitchen with, like, food and hot guard? Is that, like, some sort of a dish from where you guys are from? I mean, it sounds kind of like hot pot or whatever.
Well, it's a dish for Akalupu. It's an Akalupu dish.
It's a snack.
Tasty. It's a tasty snack.
All right. Well, he said he's in the kitchen, so I guess, like, that's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get there as quickly as possible, but we gotta stay low so we're not seen by Luna or any of her people.
All right. Yeah, that, like, might work better if you weren't dressed like, you know, a clown.
Or if we were invisible.
You can turn invisible?
Yeah, it's a long story.
No time to explain. Let's do it.
Monowonder is going to take the crown out and put it on.
I thought you were wearing it this whole time.
Oh, that's right. I put it away just for that other.
Yeah, just for Harley.
Monowonder going to put on the crown.
You're already wearing the crown. You don't need to put it on.
He's gonna turn on the crown.
There we go. You attune to the what's it called? The Avatar of Night.
He reached his finger
aspect
right
of
inside
night.
The back left, prong, flipped the switch.
Yeah.
There we go. All the LEDs lit up.
The
fog machine started working.
Just the MacBook sound.
All right, so Akalupu, you start attuning to the aspect of night once more.
Anyway,
Yes, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Akalupu just turned into a hot babe.
Right. So you, Manawanui, you attune to the aspect of night once more, and this is a process that takes about a minute. As you are, going through your whole anime girl transformation. Same as before, as you're doing it, the world kind of fades out around you, and you see around yourself just kind of this it's not quite a blank void. It's more like a dark lake that stretches on for an eternity in all directions, with a gray and colorless sky above, absolute stillness in the air, and it feels as though you're stepping on a mirror. The lake kind of ripples underneath you, but it feels solid when you touch it. And then as you are once again returning to the real world, you once again are seeing all of your companions around you. Again, your vision has changed to this sepia tone grayscale kind of thing with red highlights, and you can both see and feel the blood pumping through the living beings nearby. In fact, in this case, you actually can sense, you can't quite see it, but you can sense the heartbeats of creatures both above and below you.
Is it specific enough that I can know how many creatures are a floor above me, for instance?
Give me a perception check.
Alrighty. Not the time to fail. Perception is my dice. It's too dark in here. Gotta roll it on the computer like a pleb.
Terrible.
13.
All right. You only get a vague sense. You know that it is more than 2 and less than 10.
Okay.
Perhaps you're too distracted, swallowing hard against the growing, like when you're really hungry and you smell good food and you start salivating.
Yeah.
You've got that going on just being near the people around you.
So much. Water all around, and not a drink.
Not a drink to drop.
Not a drink to drop.
You're not as think as you drunk I am.
Don't worry, guys. I'm totally not gonna go psycho and start eating folks.
Guys, I swear to drunk, I'm not God.
Exactly.
All right. I should probably.
All right, so you can now turn yourself and up to 10 willing creatures invisible, and this doesn't have to be used all at once, if I remember correctly. So you could turn your group invisible and then turn Akalupu invisible when you find him, that sort of thing.
I think that's
pretty
what
sure
I'm gonna
that's
do.
true.
We can welcome him into the fold.
Yeah, so the wearer can become invisible at any time and can make up to 10 willing creatures invisible with them. While invisible, creatures can make any action, even combat actions, without being revealed. Though, obviously, taking certain actions can make it easier for the subject to be located. So there's no restriction on your invisibility other than being within your hour of use. So that's an hour starting now.
All right, Manawanui is going to turn everyone around him.
All right, and we're going to assume, for the sake of convenience, that you can still see each other, but as ghostly outlines, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's go to the kitchen. Make haste.
Are you taking Sunbeam with you?
Yeah.
All right.
Seems to be
I
a
guess we
handy
should ask
person to
her
have.
if she's up for the adventure. She did offer that her advice would be to continue to eat scones.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Come on, it'll be like fun, like old times. Remember that one time that we like stole into the headmistress's room and like stole all of her horse panties? I'm pretty sure that was just you, Yasuka, but I guess I'll join you this time.
That's the spirit. Let's rob a castle.
Let's do it.
Yes. All right, so
do I have to make my decision on like what my weapon? Do I have to do that now?
no, it's when you summon it.
Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans.
All right, and it's purely, well, I guess you could do different damage types if it's like a hammer versus like a sword or something. But otherwise, it's going to have the same characteristics. You can't be like, and I make a bow, because I believe it does specifically say it's a melee weapon.
I think so as well.
Yeah, the weapon must be a melee weapon, but otherwise takes the shape that the user desires. Obviously within reason. You can't make a 100-foot-long sword and then start swinging that around.
But I want to make 100-foot-long sword.
All right, so yeah, so you guys, now that you are invisible, it's actually pretty easy to get through. PPOP, go ahead and I assume you're taking point on this. Would you like to roll stealth?
Do we need to roll stealth if we're invisible? I guess.
Yeah, because you could bump into someone, you still have noise, you've got to like open doors.
Stealth.
Doors.
Stealth. Nat 20.
All right, so you guys are like phantoms. You follow PPOP's lead, and you noticed, like a surreptitious route into the kitchen on your way out that didn't even take you back through the hallways adjacent to the ballroom. You found an area that you just like take this little shortcut and then you go over right to above the kitchens, and then you go down, drop down a fireman's pole, slide down that, and then scoot right over and you're right where you want to be.
Nice.
And you do this in utmost silence.
Utmost secrecy.
You had to pull over the unicorns a couple of times and just like whisper explanations of your whole hand signals, because I think we've established that you guys had your whole like stealthy hand signal thing going on when you're doing these sorts of missions.
Yes. Very, very sneaky.
All right, so pretty easily you can hear, off in what seems to be a storage pantry, the increasingly, desperate excuses of Akalupu explaining why he's taking so long to take his clothing off.
Let's just make him invisible.
What qualifies as being being willing?
They need to they have to be able to give you either like explicit or implicit permission. So no, you wouldn't be able to do it to Akalupu without him being aware. Also, you would need to be able to see him, and he's on the other side of a door from you.
So I'm gonna open the door.
All right. So yeah, there is a unicorn. Her armor is, shed across the room. Somehow it's, even though most of the unicorns just wander around without clothing anyway, somehow it's weirder because she specifically took her clothes off.
It just seems indecent.
Exactly. And Agalubu, what are you doing? Because you've been spending a lot of time trying to like keep her from feeling up your behind, because your behind is not really there; it's an illusion.
Yeah, Akalupu is kind of insisting that he just like playing footsies in the front, but that the buttons are all stuck on his jacket, and maybe he should take a shower first because he's been working all day and is sweaty. And on. The excuses go much like that.
Oh yeah, she's this close to just like using her magic to just rip the jacket off of you.
Turns around. He's like, "Oh, Drat, where did you guys come from?"
We're invisible.
I was gonna say the door opened and there's just a voice.
Oh, he's like, "Oh, wait,
Do you want to be invisible with us?
I think I hear somebody calling. Oh, just a second. Let me step outside real fast and just make sure it's nobody needs me. I'll be right back."
All right, so you're pretty easily able to just scooch out, close the door behind you, and then Mono Inui, you can turn him invisible now, assuming Akalupu is willing.
Mono Inui's gonna turn him invisible.
All right, so now that you're invisible,
as much as he does right now.
Right? It seemed like a good idea at the time, but then the execution just like it was a little bit more than he was bargaining for. So yeah,
He is very sad that he's not a unicorn.
So yeah, Akalupu, now that you're invisible, you can see the ghostly forms of your friends around you.
Cool. Sup, guys? Like, what took you so long?
Like, what are you doing in there, Akalupu?
Why did you do this, Adasa? It's yourself.
Akalupu, who's Hadassah? Who are you talking to?
Don't ask Akalupu questions. You guys took too long. Also, Akalupu wants to become a unicorn. It's like totally what Akalupu was like totally meant to be, bro.
You hear the voice of Pawalaka being like, "Yeah, pose before bros or whatever."
Nice, Akalupu. Real smooth.
Okay, like, what's the plan? Come on, dude.
So we made blow darts so that we can shoot the mushrooms into the guards. Then we'll sneak in and steal the crown while the guards are going crazy. Hopefully they don't stir up enough commotion that it causes problems.
Akalupu likes it. It's stupid, like Akalupu.
And we're invisible, so we gotta hurry. We don't have much time left.
Yeah, it's probably been, we'll say, 15 minutes at this point. So you've got another 45 minutes left.
All right, to the Queen's chambers.
And Akalupu, remember, people can still hear you.
Oh.
Farts as loudly as humanly possible.
Yeah. He's also like, if they pass by a group of like people when there's like somebody else behind them, he's gonna like try to do like fake unicorn voices and be like, you're totally so ugly from this side.
All right. PPOP.
Just like two.
PPOP, give me stealth, but you're gonna need to roll twice and take the worst because of Akalupu's actions, which are not helping.
A 30. And it's not letting me reroll, so I'll do it again. Oh. Hero Labs.
Did Hero Lab break on you?
Yeah. There we go. So I rolled a 30 and a 24.
Nice. Well, luckily those are both good enough, so the 24 still gets you by. So Sunbeam leads you through the castle, and at this point you can definitely hear a bit of a commotion coming from the ballroom. You really can't tell what's going on though. And then you eventually come up to the room that Sunbeam says, all right, this is Mother's room. So it is a large, very kind of auspicious looking room. You know, if you had walked by it, you would have probably guessed that it was her room or some sort of a treasure vault or something of great importance, just given, you know, the size of the doors and the quality of the filigree and everything around them. In addition, there are a total of 6 guards, 3 on each side of the huge double doors, standing at attention.
Well, dang it.
These
3
are all
on each side.
correct.
We only
3 on
have
each side.
5 darts, if I'm not mistaken.
You know,
I'll
they
take
are
the
in.
6.
They are in the white and gold armor of the Queen's personal guards. So Sunbeam says, there really normally aren't this many here. Usually it's just 2. I guess Mother must actually be in there.
Well,
All right. We're gonna need to pivot. We need to cause a disturbance that would cause Celestia to confront. That's the distraction.
we should trigger the Eclipse.
Perfect.
Because then then they'll both think that the other one is has the crown. Luna will think that Celeste is trying to unite the crowns, and Celeste will think that Luna has the crown. Probably.
I love this plan.
Alright. I'm gonna cause an eclipse.
All right, so I believe it takes 30 seconds for the eclipse to fully come in, right?
Yes. Let me look.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, so you begin the eclipse. You can see from some of the windows that are around. So unlike Queen Luna's castle, which was very narrow windows, very like austere, Queen Celestia's castle is the very opposite, where it is. We think of Gothic as being like dark, but back when Gothic architecture was created, it was the opposite. They were able to use the arch, which was kind of a new technology at that point, like arches with the keystone, allowed them to build larger open spaces that were still solid, allowing them to create much larger doors and windows than anything else that had come before it. It's in that style where everything has these like huge stained glass frescoes, right? Windows everywhere across the outside. The walls are still very solid and defensible, but the castle itself feels almost more like an art piece than an actual fortress. I guess that's not fair to say, but it feels very open and bright in comparison. We'll just put it that way. And so you are able to see the light slowly start dimming around you. However, you don't see any movement in the guards. Doors are not, flying open, though you do hear raised voices inside the room.
They're already inside. They're already inside.
Where are those vents?
Are you talking to Sunbeam?
Yes.
They're kind of all over the place. If we're trying to find an entryway,